afternoon, everyone. We are here in the EDSA Busway. This is Monumento, and today we're going to check the 16 elevators that was recently discussed by Secretary Vince Dizon of the DOTR. And hopefully all of them are working. So you've got one over there. Like I said, this is Monumento. Then you have one over here which is wheelchair accessible. And then over there on the southbound, you can see the third elevator. Oh, in fact, there's some people that are just going to the elevator on the northbound. And there you go. It is working. That takes you out on the sidewalk. So the whole idea is it's a lot more accessible to PWDs, senior citizens, and anyone else that has mobility difficulties. Although potentially it could be used by anyone. But of course, those who need it more take priority. And you'll see it says warning, kindly press gently. So basically just don't abuse it because they want this to last. And I'll tell you that someone did message me before about one of these elevators having a sign saying it's out of service. And then he messaged me an update saying that it was fixed the same day. And I would hope that's the way it continues, because if they're going to add more and more elevators to the busway, which is the plan, and obviously they need to be properly maintained and quickly repaired if ever there's an issue. And one of the things I'll tell you is that these are silent. Very smooth, very silent. What's this? Maybe there was a sticky here or something? Yeah, look, that's just like sticky residue. You could get that off of a bit of Goo Gone or something like that. I just saw some people get into the elevator on the southbound. So again, that will save us from riding it. You can see for yourself, they should bring them up any moment. I can tell you the elevators are extremely quiet and smooth when you're inside. But you can still use the footbridge, the stairs if you want to. And during peak hours you would probably want to, because the elevator can only handle so many people. And here in Bagong Barrio, this is elevator number 4. On the northbound, obviously, and obviously over there on the southbound you can see the other elevator. And in fact, here's number 6, accessible from the middle of the busway for both wheelchair and non-wheelchair users. So you can see they came up from down there. So far everything's looking good. 6 out of 6 elevators working. And in fact, I can see some people just loading onto the elevator now on the southbound. So let's confirm that. Looks like there's quite a few people in there. I'll count it when they come out the other side, or I'll try to. There's actually quite a few people waiting down there. It is fairly hot today, so quite possible that also results in more people using the elevator, because it can be a little bit tiring to use the stairs. And as long as priority is given to those who need it, I think it's fine. If we zoom out a bit, you can see some of the infamous end cap cameras, but that's not what today's video is about. Imagine before, you would have had to carry that down the stairs, or sometimes guards and enforcers would also help. I'm so glad that they're all operating as expected. So far, let's continue our journey. And we're now here in Balintawak. So this is number 7. This takes you from the busway up to the footbridge and vice versa. And then there's the one on the southbound. So you can see the stairs, you can see the elevator, and there's the one on the northbound. You see there is a little bit of congestion here at the moment. That's one of the great things about riding the bus. You don't have congestion, you don't have traffic. You can just fly through this exclusive lane. Someone actually just unloaded from the middle elevator, so we know that that one works. Let's see if he's going to go over to the northbound over there. There you go. Oh, why is he going down? Oh, there's someone waiting, okay. Bad timing, but it's not going to take long for the elevator to come back up. So far, that's 8 elevators that are working. We're going to test a total of 16 today. one of the things you can see is that not everyone is using the busway. For example, this gentleman came from the sidewalk on the northbound, and he's simply crossing over to the other side. I assume he's going to take the elevator, which again is helpful because it will let us verify that it is indeed working. Pretty much every comment, not every comment, that's not fair, but there were so many comments whenever you mention the elevator saying they're going to be broken after a week, they're not going to be maintained, they're going to be smashed. But so far, so good. And like I mentioned earlier, there was an incident with one that was broken that someone reported to me, and they said it was fixed the same day. They provided me an update. In fact, there's a couple of ladies right now that are also going to use that middle elevator. So again, just shows you that everything is working as it should be. And of course, you will see enforcers here assisting passengers. This is SM North, by the way. I'm pretty certain their elevators and escalators are going to be working just fine, but we want to test everything today. So here's one of the escalators which can take you up. This is exclusive to SM North at the moment, but you might possibly see escalators at other locations. For example, they are building an SM Busway concourse in Mega Mall. So over there is an elevator and a set of stairs. And if I show you the northbound, you'll see it's the same over there with an elevator that comes down and then a set of stairs. But it's not just escalators here. They also have an elevator in the middle, so let's go and find that. So here's the elevator. You might notice it looks a little bit different to the other ones because, of course, this bus stop was built, designed, paid for by SM themselves. And I did notice that the elevator has been cooled to the top, which means we're probably going to see some people come down any moment now. And that will confirm that this is indeed working. I wouldn't expect any less, to be honest. There's also going to be a bus concourse from SM in Mega Mall soon. So that will really help commuters because right now they have to go through the MRT, which is really not very comfortable, to be honest, there in Ortigas. That's one of the new electric taxis. You may have seen that in the news. I've actually seen a lot of them here on EDSA. So this is the northbound. You can see there's a set of stairs on the left and then the elevator here. So again, we'll just verify that it's working. How many are we up to now? I think we're up to 10, or is this 11? So obviously that one's working. Let's go on the other side. So this is on the northbound, and actually this one is under maintenance. So that's the first one under maintenance today. But there is still the stairs that you can use over there. And we're now here in Philam. So you can see one of the bus stop elevators over there. That's the northbound. Actually, I was here when that was still just a patch of grass and mud, and we were watching that being constructed. It's nice to see it's finally actually in operation. Of course, over there you have the stairs and then the elevator for the southbound. Again, we saw that under construction as well. Did include that in a video before. Saw some people welding and such like. And this is obviously the middle one. So what are we up to now? 13 elevators? And in fact, down comes the elevator now. Oh, security guard. Now, of course, the idea is that this is meant to be wheelchair accessible. I think Philam was the station that had a problem before, right? Where it was assessed that the ramp is too steep, and then they made adjustments, and this is the new version, which kind of goes up a little bit, flattens out, up a little bit. And from what I saw in news reports, it is allegedly more accessible now to those in wheelchairs, or even just senior citizens or other people that might have mobility challenges. In fact, there's a big sign here, wheelchair users only, And there's something new. I'll admit I didn't know about this, I'm sorry. There is, I believe they call this a man lift. I could be wrong, but essentially, let me show you. You can roll on a wheelchair flat without having to climb any ramp, and then it will lift you up here with assistance. It does say please ask for assistance. That's interesting. Okay, so I admit I learned something new. It's been a while since I came here to Philam. Very interesting. So even if you don't want to use the elevator that has the ramp, you have this as another option. Hopefully that gentleman would choose to ride the elevator so that we can demonstrate it working. If not, I'll go over there and do it myself, because I do want to test all 16. No, it looks like he's taking the stairs. So I just pressed the button to call the elevator. Looks like it's coming up. It's so smooth, I love it. There we go, working just fine. And for the sake of being thorough, let's now check the northbound. I'm guessing they put these little covers here just to help protect against rain and things like that, especially because the wind can sometimes be a little bit crazy. Very smooth. Oh, not the best view on the way down, but honestly, are you that fussy, right? You're gonna be that picky? It's smooth, it works, very nice. And of course you can take the stairs if you prefer. We're now here in Guadalupe. This is the elevator on the southbound. Is there anyone there? I don't think there's anyone using it at the moment. And then that's the elevator on the northbound, and there should be one in the middle. Let's go and check. Yeah, here's the one in the middle, and it looks like someone just rode it now. This looks like a very short elevator, but of course if you have mobility challenges, then any kind of height when it comes to stairs can be a difficulty. Although saying that, if you were to use a wheelchair here, you're going to come up that ramp and then you're going to face stairs. Now in the past, security guards, enforcers have assisted those that need extra help, but yeah, it's not 100% smooth for wheelchair users in this location by the looks of it. Maybe there'll still be improvements. No, I was hoping this wouldn't happen. Okay, it looks like one of the elevators is offline. Well, we had a good run, right? So far. I wonder what's wrong with this one. Hopefully it'll be fixed quickly, because like I said before, there was someone that messaged me in the morning saying one of them's broken, and then he messaged me in the evening saying it had already been fixed. So hopefully this one will be repaired quickly. I've just seen the elevator on the northbound come up with people, so obviously that one is working. Okay, so let's have a little conclusion for today. We checked 16 elevators. Wait, I love seeing this. The bus is moving people so efficiently. Anyway, 16 elevators we checked. 2 under maintenance, one from DOGR and one from SM.